So Jeremy Lin's had a really great week. I didn't get a chance to watch him play against the Knicks, but it looks like he's still continuing his consistently high performance. And there's been a lot of good things that a lot of people have been saying about Jeremy Lin in the past, couple days or so. For example, Maury, I think in an interview, Maury said that he doesn't know what Lin's ceiling is yet. And then Dwight Howard in another interview said that when Lin plays with confidence, Lin is amazing. And then, of course, lots of writers have been writing a lot of great articles on Lin, especially from the New York media, regretting letting Lin go. On my blog, I just put up a post from an article from Red 94, which is a blog that focuses on Houston Rockets. This post in particular broke down Lin's tremendous stats that actually show that Lin has been playing at a level that conveys he's either the number one or number two player on the team. And this article was written by somebody who professes that he's neutral about Lin. He's not a Lin fan whatsoever. He doesn't like Lin. He doesn't dislike Lin. He's just neutral about Lin. So it's not it's not some Lin fan that's sort of trying to make Lin out to be a superstar. Anyway, I posted that. You can check it out. I will include the link to my blog post about that below. And in that blog post, I also posted a bunch of other links about other positive articles about Lin that have recently come out. Also, getting to the point of this video, one of my readers who goes by the name of Mr. Ping Pong posted in the comment section an ESPN radio show by a guy that speaks very passionately about Lin's pure abilities from a purely basketball standpoint. Again, this guy, he really doesn't care about Lin's sanity, the story, or Jeremy Lin, the person. He cares about Jeremy Lin's basketball talents. That's all he cares about. And he speaks very passionately about it. And it was, when I listened to it, it was so incredible because this guy says pretty much all the things I've been saying in my blog. So I really wanted to share it with you all. I'm only going to share a short clip of the podcast. I've included a link to the radio program below. He talks about Lin at the 21-minute mark and then again at the 51-minute mark. So you should go there and check it out. But here's a really short clip on it.
The Robin Lundberg Show on ESPN New York, 98.7 FM.
And that first Linsanity game, it was against the Nets. And he just destroyed Deron Williams in that game. I thought to myself, he might be the real deal. And I thought to myself that night, because it wasn't what he did, it was how he did it. Sometimes guys can just get hot and get lucky and hit some shots that are unsustainable. But Lin constantly got to the rim in that game. And I thought to myself, you know what, I got to see the next game to see if what happened was believable. And it kept happening. And I don't care what anybody said about that year. This is the NBA, man. You don't fluke yourself to those sorts of performances. The number of times he did it. And Jeremy Lin, and I've maintained this, you can go ahead and listen to me or follow my timeline on Twitter or ask anybody. Maintain this the whole time. He has an elite talent that you can't teach, his first step. It's just about as good as anyone's in the NBA. And I always said his number one skill was attacking the basket. And you can say whatever you want about him, but you can't say he ain't playing really well right now. Leads all point guards in true shooting percentage, has been one of the most efficient scorers in the league this season. He can play, period.
So I hope you enjoyed that. He goes on about Lin for about 15 minutes or so. So I highly encourage you to go and check the podcast out. I'm so tempted to play the entire podcast for you. But that wouldn't be right because, I'm sure he wants people to go and listen to his podcast. So go on the podcast and listen for yourself. It's the Robin Lundberg Show on ESPN Radio.